Windows 12 is doomed to fail. Crazy statement, right? Alright, so hear me out. I know I made a video talking about how Microsoft has been cooking lately, but I don't know, man. Once you heard the things I'm about to say, it'll convince you as well. Anyway, so a few months back, this whole wave of articles started going around about Windows 12. You were talking about how Windows 12 would be all subscription based, about how some features of Windows 12 is going to be locked in a monthly subscription, and so much more shit. Anyway, so name's Ronzel and let's talk about it. When Windows 11 dropped back in 2021, the reception wasn't exactly amazing. A lot of people called it a reskin of Windows 10 but with a new coat of paint. Cool rounded corners, a centered taskbar, new icons, but it had some missing features like being able to move the taskbar, being able to organize the start menu, and many more, but underneath it all, the actual performance and stability were kind of the opposite of what Windows 10 had. At launch, some games and programs had the worst performance. When it was announced, Microsoft barely talked about the performance improvements it launched. It was mostly just visual stuff being shown around. Reviewers at the time straight up said it felt unfinished. There were so much missing features that were promised, like the Android app support, which didn't even show up until way later. And then, over the next few years, instead of immediately fixing that problem, Microsoft just kept piling more stuff on top of it. More background processes, more built-in apps you didn't ask for, more telemetry, and eventually, the whole AI push with Copilot getting crammed into every corner they can find room for. What started as just a Windows 10 reskin slowly turned into an OS that's heavier, slower on a lot of machines, and bloated with the features that most people didn't ask for in the first place. So, the track record of Windows 10 isn't really good. So let's talk about the thing that I mentioned earlier, the subscription model of Windows 12. How some features of Windows 12 is going to be locked in a monthly subscription. Well, it was debunked to be just a rumor. Turned out it was just a mess of old abandoned codenames from years back getting mushed up together with a bunch of AI-written articles just citing each other in a loop until it looked like a real reporting. But notice how some people just kinda went,
Damn, that sucks. Well, it's Microsoft after all.
like how most people just believed it without second guessing if it was actually true. Well, yeah. That's how fucked up Microsoft's reputation is right now. People hear Microsoft doing stupid things and they just straight up aren't surprised. People just doesn't expect better anymore, and that's not me being dramatic, and that's just where the brand sits right now, after years of this exact pattern repeating again and again by itself. But let's get into the actual stuff of what Windows 12 could possibly have. Starting with a new NPU chip requirement. Reports were saying Windows 12 would need a dedicated NPU with at least 40 TOPS of processing power just to get a full functionality out of the OS. And devices without that chip would either get a stripped down experience or get locked out of the upgrade completely. But this part also traces back to the same debunked rumor wave, so there's no confirmed Windows 12 requirement sitting anywhere official right now, but here's the thing. Microsoft already has a device category called Copilot Plus PCs that require specific NPU just to run certain AI features locally. And that's not a rumor. That's already out and available to buy today. So the split already exists in Windows 11. Some hardware gets the full feature set. Some hardware gets told that it doesn't qualify, and Microsoft has done the exact same move before with TPM 2.0 on Windows 11, where hundreds of millions of working PCs got locked out over one specific chip requirement most people never even knew existed until their PC got rejected during the upgrade check. Next is the AI side of things. Even setting aside the debunked rumor about Copilot getting welded into the actual foundation of Windows 12, you don't need a leak to see where this is already heading because it's already happening right now in Windows 11. Copilot is in Notepad, it's in Paint, it's pinned to the taskbar by default. Settings, File Explorer, Outlook, basically every corner of the OS has had some kind of Copilot integration added into it over the last couple of years, whether people like it or not. So if Windows 12 follows the same direction Windows 11 has been moving in recently, expect even more AI stuck into places it doesn't need to be. Then there's the performance, which honestly should be the easiest thing for Microsoft to get right at this point, considering how much Microsoft wanted to improve on it recently by their Windows K2 project. hoping to optimize Windows 11 even more because Windows 11 is known for eating so much system resources and it's been one of the most consistent complaints since launch. If Windows 12 launches and runs into the same issues, well, after that, more ads. Windows 11 already has ads baked into the start menu, the lock screen, the file explorer, and settings. Stuff you wouldn't expect to see ads on an OS you already paid for. There's nothing stopping that pattern from continuing into Windows 12, especially if Microsoft's leaning further into subscriptions and AI features that need promotion somewhere. And then Microsoft's account integration, which at this point isn't even worth debating. Windows 11 Home already requires a Microsoft account and an internet connection just to finish setup. No local account option unless you go out your way and find a workaround. Expect Windows 12 to push that even further, probably making it harder to avoid a Microsoft account at all, tying more features directly to being signed in and connected to their ecosystem. So, why is Windows 12 doomed to fail? Because people have already seen everything getting fucked up already. They've watched Windows 11 launched and finished, get more bloated over time, get stuffed with ads and AI nobody asked for, and locked out of people over hardware requirements that came out of nowhere. So by the time Windows 12 actually shows up, whenever that ends up being, nobody's going in with any goodwill left. No benefit of the doubt. No, let's wait and see, just straight up assuming the worst, and based on the track records, that assumption is pretty understandable. And that's really the whole problem. It's not that Windows 12 is guaranteed to have anything fucked up included with it, it's that Microsoft spent years building a reputation where none of that sounds impossible anymore. A fake leak went viral and it got treated like confirmed news. Not because people are gullible, but because everything in it lined up with stuff Microsoft either already done or is actively circling closer with every update. The subscription creep is already happening in their other products. The hardware gatekeeping already happened once and it exists in a softer version right now. The AI features are already everywhere where it shouldn't be. So whether or not specific rumors end up being true, the damage is already done. Windows 12 doesn't need to fail on its own. Microsoft already did the failing in advance, one step at a time. And now whatever comes next just has to walk in a room where everybody's already expecting the worst. But hey, it could be great, who knows. Anyway, so yeah, name's Ronzel and that's my take. So if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And also, watch these other 3 videos I made. They barely get any fucking views. I bet this one barely gets any views too. I just know it. I just know it. Anyways, so yeah, I love y'all and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.